Kristen Sharp and Molly Kinder, writing in Craftsmanship magazine, started with a simple observation: the economy is creating new opportunities faster than ever. But here's what stopped them cold. American workers can't access those jobs. Not because the positions don't exist, but because something fundamental broke in how we prepare people for work. Sharp and Kinder realized they were looking at a paradox: opportunity with one hand, barriers with the other. Here's what Sharp and Kinder saw when they looked back to the turn of the century. The first crack appeared in education. Systems that once evolved with the times simply stopped keeping pace. Schools continued teaching skills for jobs that were vanishing, while employers desperately needed competencies that weren't being taught. The authors watched this gap widen year after year, with no one stepping in to bridge it. Then Sharp and Kinder traced the second tradition that crumbled: workforce training investment. Both private companies and public programs that once poured resources into developing workers began pulling back. The authors documented how training budgets shrank, apprenticeships faded, and the assumption that employers would invest in their people quietly died. Workers were left to fend for themselves in a rapidly changing market. The third pillar fell last, and Sharp and Kinder felt its weight. The traditional 9-to-5 job, with its predictable advancement, its stability, its implicit promise of growth, simply evaporated for millions. Gig work, contract positions, and precarious employment replaced careers. That's when it clicked for them. Without stable jobs, workers couldn't plan. Without planning, they couldn't invest in their own skills. The system had eaten itself. Sharp and Kinder watched these three erosions spread and merge with technological change. The result? A job market completely mismatched to the skills and needs of the workforce. Employers can't find qualified workers can't access available jobs, and the gap keeps widening. The authors realized they weren't documenting three separate problems. They were witnessing a single systemic failure decades in the making. Then Sharp and Kinder landed on the darkest part. If recession hits, businesses will cut anything that doesn't immediately boost profits. And worker training, it's always seen as an extra, an intangible, first on the chopping block. The very moment workers need reskilling most is when investment disappears. Their warning is clear: we've built an economy that abandons its workforce exactly when support matters most. And we're running out of time to fix it.